Size does matter, but it's not the length, it's the width. Hey YouTube, POV Knives coming at you with another video. This time we're bringing you the venerable Hinderer XM18 3.5 inch in all of its glorious thicknesses. So by far the most common XM18 3.5 that you're going to see is the normal thickness. You can tell it's a normal thickness because the flipper tab does not have an insignia on it. So this is your standard width in spear point, battle bronze finish with a stock blue-black G10. Down here you'll see this is a Hinderer XM18 3.5 skinny. So this is a thin blade, thin titanium width in the slicer blade, which I think personally is the best variation for a skinny. This is kind of comparable to the ZT Hinderer model, the number of which escapes me. I will put it on the screen here because I'm too dumb to, research my videos before I film them. But this is in the skinny form, in the slicer blade, very similar to that, obviously just with Hinderer fit and finish rather than ZT and Hinderer cost. The guy that you must have noticed that rocked my world when I put it down on the table is the fatty. Fatty right there, see that F? This guy is thick, look at that. Thick blade stock, very thick titanium. That's the stock thickness right here. You'll see I have an aftermarket fatty, thick ass titanium scale there. This is a weighty knife. This is like Hinderer and Greg Medford got together and made something. This thing is a beast. You'll notice that this is in the Wharncliffe blade or the Warney in S45 VN stone washed finish. And it is just a very unique, very well handling knife, despite the thickness behind the edge. It's something that you can actually carry and actually use, which I very much appreciate. So this is a good opportunity to kind of cover some of the finishes that you can get with the Hinderer so that you can see them side by side. We'll kind of zoom in, take a good look-see. So this is regular stonewash bronze, nice and shiny. Again, slicer blade. This guy, you'll often hear the working finish, which is kind of like the Rick Hinderer's matte stonewash. You can see working finish on this blade. This is a working blade, but this is called battle bronze. This is like the matte, heavy stonewash bronze rather than the regular stonewash shiny bronze that you see here. And again, this is a standard width spear point. And then go into this guy. This is kind of your probably most frequent finish that you'll see. This is the regular stonewash titanium. Again, aftermarket titanium scale. So which one should you buy? I mean, that depends really what you're looking for. Let's back this train up. All right, there we go. If you're looking for a Hinderer that's not quite as overbuilt as some of the other models, I mean, I think this skinny is a great option. It is truly a great EDC knife. So I actually was on a trip to Nashville and I walked into Nashville Tactical Lounge and the guys really wanted to see this because they used to carry Hinderers but hadn't yet seen a Magna Cut Hinderer or a skinny, and they were just amazed. They're like, it feels like a Hinderer, but it feels like a Hinderer I can actually use. This is a very, very functional knife. It's just a great model to have. It's a great model to work with. This is a great option if you truly want a functional EDC. Who is the fatty for? The fatty is for somebody that just wants something that's very unique and honestly probably the hardest to find. This is, again, still functional. I can use it, but you're making sacrifices to have this brick in your pocket, right? I think this is really a collector's piece. To be honest, unless you want to go out there and take your, $800 knife with all the aftermarket parts and pry on stuff and have something as thick as possible, I would just get a pry bar. This is probably more for collectors. And I have this on washers just because why not? Hard use. And Hinderer's washers are good. I mean, look at that. That's good, man. That tri-way system, you can really get what you want out of it in terms of the action. And then if you're only going to have one, I would just go with the normal thickness. It's easier to find. You're going to get the finishes you want. And this is what Rick envisioned for this model, right, when he made it. This I picked up, honestly, without intent to keep for this video. I had never had a spear point before. We're like, oh, spear point's boring, it's easy to find. I really like this. This spear point is quickly becoming one of my favorite blade shapes from Hinderer. There's just something about it. It cuts great. It's still burly. This finish is sick. This is it's becoming my favorite Hinderer. Really kind of surprised me. It came out of the blue. I'll give you guys kind of some scale comparisons here. We'll try to fit everything on the board. We'll do our standards. This is a bug out, dwarfed by everything. We got our Para 3. We'll just drop 2 on there for today. So you can see that, the 3.5 is really, in my mind, the most functional of the XM18s. You've got the 24, which honestly to me is too big. Again, probably a collector's piece. And this is me talking. I have some big ass knives. And then you have the 3, which, it's tiny. If you need a tiny knife because you're restricted in your location, yeah, go for the 3. But the 3.5, man, this is Rick's most popular model for a reason. It is just great in all its variations. You really cannot go wrong. So let me know what you guys think. Have you gotten your hands on any of these? Which thickness do you prefer? And I'll see you in the next video.